Okay, the next step in the marketing process is to identify the target market. So far the business has undertaken a situation analysis. It's looked at done a SWOT analysis. It's identified where the product is in terms of the life cycle. It's then undertaken some market research, be it primary and or secondary market research. It's then established its market objectives, and it's done so through a SMART process, so specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely. Following on from establishing its objectives, so for example, 5% increase in market share over the next 2 years, the next thing the business would seek to achieve is looking at and identifying who is the target market for this business. And the target market is the group of potential customers, as you can see on your screen, the group of potential customers with certain shared characteristics, so similar characteristics, at which a product is aimed. Marketing will then be tailored to take into account the characteristics of that target market. So from market research, the previous step, a business can develop a broad understanding from which market segmentation can occur. And then a target market isolated based on typical customers and the products that they consume. So market segmentation will form a critical part of target markets, which we'll look at in a moment. Market segmentation can occur in a variety of ways. It's important that valuable marketing resources are not wasted on people who have no interest in the product. So the target market and market segmentation go hand in hand. Target market, identifying your potential customers and who are people with shared common characteristics. For example, business executives who fly from Sydney to Melbourne every Monday morning and return to Sydney or Melbourne on a Monday evening or on a Friday evening if they're going down to commute to Melbourne for the week. That may be one of the target markets that Qantas is targeting for their business customers. And that might mean that they're going to target them for Qantas Club or Qantas Lounge membership. Then in terms of segmentation, as part of that target market, it's about segmenting the particular market, which will help solidify that target market. So developing a broad understanding from which segmentation can occur. So in terms of identifying and selecting a target market, that can be done in 3 ways. Firstly, that can be done through a mass marketing approach, and that is seeking a large range of customers, so mass market. So Mount Franklin is an example of a product that is a mass marketed approach. They're selling a bottle of water to pretty much anyone. Coca-Cola is the same. And that approach, as it says here, assumes that individual customers in the target market have similar needs. So effectively, they want a bottle of water or they want a caffeinated soft drink. The product tends to be standardised, i.e. water, Coca-Cola. Promotion is aimed at the entire market. You're not targeting sports people, you're not targeting kids, you're not targeting adults, you're targeting everyone with the same marketing approach. Pricing is standardised. And there is only one distribution system, and that is intensive. So you're going to sell your Mount Franklin in your service stations, in your supermarkets, in your convenience stores, for example. So your customers might be targeted through a mass marketing approach. Secondly, you may well segment according to, market segmentation approach is another approach to identifying your target market. So it occurs when the total market is subdivided into groups of people who share one or more common characteristics. And that enables a business to design a plan that meets the needs of a relatively uniform group. Okay, segmentation can be based on things like demographic factors, geographic factors, psychological factors, and geographic factors. So quickly, demographic factors are things like income, age, family, sex, ethnicity. Behavioural factors in terms of market segmentation are the usage of the product. Are they ready to buy the product right now? How loyal are they to their brands? Do they exhibit brand loyalty? Psychological factors, things like the status of how people view a particular product. Personality types, type A personalities, for example. Their lifestyle choices, the values which they hold important to them, and potentially motivations as well. Geographic factors are things like where do they live, what country, what state, what region. Are they in rural New South Wales, or are they in suburban Brisbane? And also what sort of climate do they experience where they live. So if it's If we are talking about Coca-Cola, although that's a mass market, they're going to be able to take a mass market approach, so not a great example. But for Qantas, for example, if we're talking about geographic, it's important to understand where their customers are coming from a geographic perspective. The third approach to identifying and selecting a consumer target market may be through a niche market approach. Okay, that means essentially an extension of the market segmentation approach, but it's looking at a very narrow target market, very narrow. Exclusive fashion boutique, for example, can carve out a niche market and avoid direct competition with the large department stores. So a small boutique store on Pitt Street in the city that is the only store has undertaken a niche market approach, and their target market are those people who shop in those types of stores. Large businesses tend to neglect niche markets because it's rarely profitable for them to alter their marketing to cater for very small groups. Okay, so just to clarify, in terms of identifying a target market, this can be done through one of three methods. Firstly, a mass market approach, sell to everyone. Secondly, a market segmentation approach, where you look at segmenting your market according to things like geographic, behavioural, psychological factors. Or lastly, it could be a niche market approach. And a niche market approach being, let's target a really small part of this market, smaller than any segmented part of the market would target, and people with who are after a very specific product. And through that, you can come up with your target market. Okay, the next video will focus on developing marketing strategies.